Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to BSing Sports, where we do a little BS. We talk whole lot of sports. As you can see, Ryan has put together a nice new banner around our little thingamajig. I've still got the banner behind me. We are at 85. Ryan has to fix it. 85 YouTube subscribers, as he stated on a show on Wednesday night. If we get to 100, we'll be doing a free giveaway. So if you have yet to subscribe to YouTube, fire away. I'm Bill. With me, as always, is Ryan and Tim. As you can see them, they're next to each other.
I'm Tim.
I'm Ryan.
God, you guys are dumb. Jesus Christ.
That means I get your picks then, right?
Actually, no, you don't get my picks. Actually, something new coming out of BSing Sports. I created a TikTok. That's right. Old man Ryan finally created a TikTok. I made
I'm the oldest.
I made a really, really, really interesting call about DeAndre Hopkins that aged like milk, within about 30 hours. It aged really bad. So I kind of picked fun at myself, and that's BSing Sports' first TikTok, which is BSing Sports Podcast on TikTok. So if you have not seen it yet, please go check it out. It's kind of funny. Not going to lie.
He's so proud of himself, isn't he?
Dude, hey, you know what? The first one making fun of myself. I actually got called out again on Twitter today for a bad take that I had back in April. So people are keeping track. It's actually
good. That's good. Means we must be doing something correctly if people are keeping track.
And you know what? With the way fantasy analysis works, you're going to get some wrong. If you call it, it's called being ratioed. If you call enough shots, you make enough decisions, you're bound to get some of them wrong. It's going to happen. But I'm here to own that. I'm not going to get 100% of them right.
That is correct. None of us will get 100% of them correct. Ken Brandt says, "Good job blowing your own horn." So we are going to start the show off with last night's Saints-Cardinals game. Ryan has a nice little tidbit of stuff that happened during the game that he wants to go off on. Obviously, or not obviously, because we weren't on air when we took these teams. Tim and Ryan took the Cardinals. I took the Saints. I get my first L of the week.
Yeah, the thing that I wanted to go off on was, fuck you, Bill. As soon as you stopped watching, the Cardinals took the lead. So that's how I know you're cheating.
Cheater.
That was pretty simultaneous, though. In all honesty,
it was. I texted you guys and was like, "Yeah, I turned that game off." And there, you were like, "Well, Dalton just threw 2 pick sixes." Awesome. Ryan, so there was a trade last night during the middle of this game.
Yeah, I don't even know. I guess it did happen during the middle of the game. It kind of came out at 11 o'clock. But Christian McCaffrey has been dealt to the Carolina Panthers for 4 draft picks. I believe
none of them were first rounder.
Yeah, none of them were first rounders. However, the 49ers came out and later made a statement that they equated to a late first rounder. It was a 2023 second round pick for the Panthers, which will probably be the first pick in the second round. They're a pretty terrible team. They look like they're offloading. It was the third rounder same year. And then I believe it was the fourth rounder same year and a 5th next year. So I think that the Carolina Panthers kind of won this trade, in my opinion. Not that Christian McCaffrey is not an impactful player, but Tim, we'll start with you. What's your take on this trade?
Man,
thank you, Tim, for your take. Bill,
you know who won this trade? Christian McCaffrey. That's who won this trade.
Yeah.
He's going to a team that's competing. That division doesn't look as strong as we thought it was going to. The Niners still have a really good defense, and they love to run the football and use their running backs. Christian McCaffrey won this trade.
No, what I think is also funny is how the Rams just played Christian McCaffrey against the Panthers, and he ran all over them. And now he can do it again for the second game against the 49ers.
So I think the other big winners are fantasy owners that have Christian McCaffrey, because we no longer have to turn on Panthers games to watch him.
Yeah, I mean, that's really just us not having to watch Panthers games the rest of the season is ideal.
Tim, what is your take? I will actually let you give a take this time.
I think Christian McCaffrey is at least getting – the Panthers should at least try to get a first round, but Ryan just equated that one of these picks might end up being a first round for something. I don't know. But overall, I think it was pretty even. The Panthers getting picked. They're not winning this year. They're rebuilding. Look, they paid Baker Mayfield. They paid Sam Darnold. They're going to go get another quarterback in the draft for some reason. But let's talk about the Panthers backup, Deontay Foreman. He's going to be a big pickup in a lot of fantasy teams this year.
Yeah, I think Foreman's the guy to go and get. They obviously went and paid Foreman when he was in free agency this past offseason, despite having Chuba Hubbard. That tells me that the Panthers don't have a lot of confidence in Hubbard's ability to be a full-time backup. So,
yeah, I think it just becomes more of a platoon situation there in the backfield.
I'm gonna make a bit of a hot take here. I don't think that Christian McCaffrey to the 49ers is as impactful as everybody's going to make it to be. Yes, Christian McCaffrey is the best two-way running back in the NFL in terms of rushing and receiving. He is an impactful player. However, Kyle Shanahan's system is built to increase the talent of running backs. I don't think that you can bust through Christian McCaffrey's ceiling much more than he already has. He's already arguably the best running back in the NFL. Whereas if you take guys like Jeff Wilson and Elijah Mitchell and you make them 10 times better than what they actually are because the system you set up around, you can afford to go look at other areas of need. Obviously this makes the 49ers better. This makes the 49ers true NFC contenders for the Super Bowl side. But there are people saying out there, put the 49ers in the Super Bowl now. I don't think Christian McCaffrey is going to get so much better being in San Francisco than he was in Carolina. And truthfully, I think he gets slightly less touches because the 49ers aren't going to have to rely on him as much.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, Ryan.
So Tim Hawkins has a few opinions here. He says Cam Akers go to the Panthers, or Melvin Gordon, or even D'Ernest Johnson. I don't think. Well, definitely not Melvin Gordon, because right now he's the number one back with Javonte Williams injured in Denver. I don't think it'll be Cam Akers because, as we've already talked about, they're trying to rebuild. Akers is coming off of a knee injury or an Achilles injury. He hasn't really looked that fantastic, which is part of the reason he's not playing in LA. So I don't think they're going to go and get Cam Akers. Deontay Johnson or D'Ernest Johnson is an interesting take. I don't want to say that is a possibility, but I don't think it's out of the realm of possibilities.
I don't think they go and get anybody, if I'm being honest. I could.
Oh, and I don't mean at the deadline. I mean in the offseason.
Yeah, no, I don't think that they go and sign anybody in the offseason. I mean, having these draft picks now, a multitude of draft picks. This screams, Bijan Robinson. This screams Jahmyr Gibbs. They're going and getting a rookie running back and starting over in that backfield, to be honest with you. So that's just my take on it. There's way too much running back talent coming out of this draft for them to go and sign one of the older free agents.
Not to mention, unless he really falls off, CJ Stroud is likely going to the Panthers.
We'll save that for a different episode. I think that there's a different quarterback going number one overall.
But my big thing is, so the Panthers, they're selling everyone. They need to go get a first-round pick for DJ Moore so they can actually go get another good, strong wide receiver or another running back in the first round, like Ryan already mentioned the previous running backs. But the Panthers need to at least figure out what they're doing on the offensive side for them to compete in games, what they won't now. Christian McCaffrey was doing everything, but I know Sam Darnold coming back, and he's going to be back up this week, but he normally targeted DJ Moore a lot lately, last year in the first 5 games before he got hurt. So who knows? Maybe they keep them, maybe they sell them.
My thought on DJ Moore is I agree with you. If they're looking to truly rebuild with a young team, I also believe DJ Moore needs to be let go. Not let go, but traded.
Real quick, Timothy Hawkins comments, I like Caleb Williams number one. Caleb Williams isn't draft eligible till 2024, but if we're forecasting that far out, I agree.
Yeah, there's a lot of time between now and then.
See Spencer Rattler. I don't think that the Panthers necessarily need to trade DJ Moore because he is, in fact, only 25 years old, so he has about 7 years left until, the wide receiver timeline really falls out from underneath of him. I think that they're doing him a disservice by not trading him, but I don't think that they necessarily need to start a rebuild. I mean, keeping him there, they already have a young, proven wide receiver one who's a good route runner, has great hands. So whatever young quarterback they draft, they know that they have a safety blanket now that they just dealt Christian McCaffrey. So I would be hard-pressed to see DJ Moore traded, which leads me into my next question. I might have just given away my own answer. Who do you see being traded first or at all? Elijah Moore or DJ Moore? Bill.
The Jets have already come out and said they have zero interest in trading Elijah Moore. He's not happy.
He's just said that about Christian McCaffrey.
I know. He's not happy with his. For those of you who don't know, Elijah Moore is a wide receiver for the Jets. He's not happy with his targets right now. He thought they were going to go up when Zach Wilson came back. They've actually gone down since Zach Wilson came back. And there's just something there that's broken and it's not working. So he wants out. But the Jets again have come out flat out and been like, nope, I'm not trading you. I disagree with that. I believe it is, in fact, Elijah Moore to be the first of the two Moores that are traded into a new team. I know that, and this is absolutely not something that I see happening, but it was just reported that A.J. Brown is trying to recruit Elijah Moore to the Eagles. I don't think that happens, but I do believe Elijah Moore is traded to a team that needs wide receiver help. I'm looking at,
Green Bay, Kansas City.
Yeah,
teams like Carolina.
Yeah. I would take Carolina out of it since they're also selling. They're probably not buying. But I would say the Chiefs, the Packers. I could see the Colts because they're technically in the playoff race right now. Teams like that going out and getting a receiver like Elijah Moore.
I can see the Titans,
Rams.
Titans. Yeah, I forgot about the Titans. I was looking for the other team that I was thinking earlier. Oh, they're playing the Colts. That's what I'm looking at. Okay. But yeah, so I could see teams like that are still in the running that are pretty desperate for wide receiver help, going out and getting Elijah Moore. Like I said, the Eagles don't really need it. Would it be nice to have him running routes on the field with Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown? Absolutely, but they don't specifically need it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see the need for it.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I do believe it's going to be DJ Moore traded first because teams already called the Panthers about DJ Moore over than other teams calling on the Jets for Elijah Moore. So I think Elijah Moore, he already got sacked this week. He probably will request a trade, and I'm not saying he won't. But
he already did request a trade.
Did he?
That's why he's set.
Okay. So he's under the rookie contract, so a lot of teams could go get him. He's not really expensive. So I see why people are saying the Eagles because he's not expensive. We could afford him technically, but I don't think he goes. I think he goes to like a Colts or a Kansas City or Green Bay, either or. So if DJ Moore go to Kansas City or Green Bay, Elijah Moore go to the other one.
Fantasy communities would go through the roof if Elijah Moore and DJ Moore went to Kansas City or Green Bay.
Absolutely, I got both.
But yeah, let's get into our predictions here. Bill, why don't you lead us off?
So we already talked about how the Cardinals beat up on the Saints last night. The score was closer than the game actually led on. The Cardinals really blew the Saints out here. Finished at 42-34, but again, it really wasn't indicative of how it was going. First game that Stacy has written down here. Thank you again, Stacy, for doing this wonderful docket.
Thank you again, Orphan Rivers, for providing our intro music.
I would just go in there. Thank you so much. Thank you, Orphan Rivers, for providing the intro music. We forget every week, but Scotto, we really appreciate you. Thanks, buddy. All right, so Falcons at 3-3, visiting the Bengals at 3-3. I said that I would start making some more first picks, although even Ryan's are already on the menu here. However, the Bengals are home. I am taking the Bengals. I think they're the better team. And again, I said this last week, just like the Falcons losing a lot of one score games, the Bengals are also losing a lot of one score games. But the Bengals have proven that they're a winning team where the Falcons haven't. So give me the Bengals.
I like the Bengals here too. Obviously, I already have it in the document, but they look like that they found their stride. They got their big plays going last week. Jamar Chase was an animal, despite T. Higgins kind of being limited as to what he could do on the field. I just think that the offense is going to start clicking, firing on all cylinders. Give me the Bengals here.
I am also taking the Bengals because of Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase actually got the passing game back and making the big plays to make like they did last year to make it to a playoff run.
Sounds good. The Browns at 2-4, visiting the Ravens at 3-3. Again, Ryan's is already on the document. Okay. Go ahead.
We'll just rotate. So I got the Ravens here. I know that they've kind of been cursed at home this year with blowing leads. I just think the Bears are on the list of teams that I'm not picking until they give me a reason to. Unless the Browns, the Browns just they're so hot and cold, and the Ravens I think have a chance to really get up on them here. Even with J.K. Dobbins being out, but Rashad Bateman sounds like he's going to be coming back this week. They look like with that running attack last weekend, Kenyon Drake not missing a beat in the backfield. Give me the Ravens here by about 7 points.
Yeah, give me the Ravens too. I think Kenyon Drake going to have a pretty big game again like he did last week. Bateman still come back and open up more targets to Andrews and stuff like that. Andrews is questionable for tomorrow, though. What do you got, Bill?
I also have the Ravens. We're all on the same page here. As Ryan already alluded to, they've been cursed in the late third and fourth quarter here at home. I don't think that pattern continues against the Browns strictly because the Browns aren't good enough to make them look bad. So yeah, give me the Ravens here. 1-4 Lions visiting the 4-2 Dallas Cowboys. Timmy, Dak Prescott is playing.
And so Dalton Schultz at that Dallas, right?
It's in Dallas, yeah.
Dan Quinn had 2 weeks to prepare for this game. DeAndre Swift should be back. Amon St. Brown should be back. I think that offense is going to score a lot of points, and the Cowboys offense isn't not scoring that much. So give me the Lions to upset the Cowboys this week.
Boy, wouldn't I be happy about that.
Yeah, I'm on the same page as Timmy. Dak Prescott did not look good in his season opener against the Buccaneers. Everybody, Cowboy fans everywhere are going to go nuts when he comes out and he throws 2 interceptions and he looks absolutely horrendous. Give me the Lions. Give me the Lions here. As Timmy already said, Jamal Williams is back. DeAndre Swift is back. Amon-Ra St. Brown is back. Sun God St. Brown. And when those guys are on the field, Jared Goff looks like a top 5 quarterback. So, yeah, give me the Lions here.
The Lions have a potent offense when they're all healthy. It looks like that they are all, in fact, coming out healthy with the exception of DJ Chark. They did, in fact, have 2 weeks to prepare for this game. Dan Campbell, not Dan Quinn.
I'm sorry, Dan Campbell.
Dan Campbell had 2 weeks to prepare for this game. However, I think Dak Prescott has something to prove. He's going to come out and show us here that he's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. CeeDee Lamb coming back healthy. They finally look like they had a glimpse of running the football against the Eagles, which is much better defense than what the Lions are going to provide. I'm going to go ahead and take the Cowboys at home here in a shootout, but this could be a trap game for the Cowboys.
That's what I was thinking too. A big trap.
It'd be
game.
nice.
If it was in Detroit, I probably would have picked the Lions, but I think Dak being back in front of the home crowd is going to get them up.
The reeling Packers sitting at 3-3 after the loss to the Jets last week are visiting the Washington Commanders led by Tyler Heineke this week. Makes it my turn. Give me the Packers. I can't imagine Aaron Rodgers losing 3 games in a row in any season that he ever plays in his life. Give me the Packers.
Yeah, Packers here, but pretty comfortably for me. I just think that the Commanders are a mess right now. I'm surprised you didn't call them the commies, Bill. You kind of slipped up there.
I did. I'm sorry.
But yeah, I think the Packers pretty comfortably. I think that the whole team has a chip on their shoulder right now, and they have something to really prove to the NFL after that embarrassing fourth quarter meltdown against the Giants last week.
It was 2 weeks ago, but give me.
They played in London last week, bro.
They lost at Lambeau to the Jets last week, bro.
Did they?
Yeah.
Did they?
They lost to the Giants.
Oh, yeah. Because I didn't watch football last week.
But give me the Packers also. I think the Packers offense figured out what Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon, like I've been saying for weeks. Alan Lazard looking pretty well, getting touchdown passes once a week. So yeah, give me the Packers. I don't think that commies for Bill can keep up with that offense with Tyler Heineke.
All of a sudden, 3-2-1 Indianapolis Colts visiting the 3-2 Titans. Ryan?
Titans comfortably for me. I think the Colts are a little bit fluky. They kind of, had a little bit of luck the past couple weeks. They faced a reeling Jaguars team last week, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Apologies to the fans. I didn't watch football last week, so I was traveling to come hang out with Timbo Slice here. But, I got the Titans comfortably here. I just think that they're the better offense. I think they're the better team, even without Treylon Burks. And let's not forget that this was a team that was 12-5 last year. So
this is going to be tough for me. I thought about this game all week. I know the Titans went to the Indianapolis Colts and beat them pretty badly. But I think the Colts have something to prove with JT coming back, Michael Pittman being there this week, AJ Pierce. So give me the Colts to upset the Titans.
I'm going to answer this question from Tanya real quick. Tanya says, Bill, why you don't like me? You took Bingos or Bengals, but you told me to take Falcons. That's because I asked you what the spread was going to be, and you told me the spread, and I told you that I didn't think the Bengals were going to win by 7. So I told you to take the Falcons. So yes,
I probably would have taken the Falcons with that spread.
I do in fact believe the Falcons cover the spread, but the Bengals get the victory.
No,
To
that's-
answer your shout out there, thank you, Tanya. For me, it's the Titans. It's the Titans, and I think it is kind of comfortable. I don't care that JT's back. I don't like. He hasn't looked like JT of last year, and I'm starting to wonder if there's a strong possibility that that's got to do with Matt Ryan. But regardless, yeah. So give me the Titans here at home, taking out the Colts, reassuring their number 1 seed in that division.
Come on, Dan.
The still to me surprising 5-1 Giants visiting the absolute mess of a team right now, Jacksonville Jaguars. I would like to come out and say that a couple weeks ago I said the Jaguars are a playoff team. I'd like to retract that statement. Tim.
That's me. I'm thinking the Giants' defense is really good. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think that offense can compete with the Jacksonville offense. So give me Jacksonville Jaguars to upset the 5-1 Giants.
So Stacy says, I like when you guys make score predictions. It almost made me win my CBS poll 2 weeks ago. You got it, Stacy. From now on, we'll give you how many points we think they're going to win by.
Yeah, I went to one last week too, so don't worry about it. It's random.
All right, so finish that out to me, what you're saying.
I think the Jaguars will upset the 5-1 Giants by a field goal.
Yeah, Stacy, just so you know, I took the Titans in that other one. I also am going to take the Jaguars here. I just don't believe in the Giants, and I've said that several times. I just don't believe in the Giants. So yeah, give me the Jags.
I know this isn't going to come as a surprise to you, Bill, because you're looking right at it, but I'm going the Jags here too. In the same breath that we talk about the Lions or a trap game for the Cowboys, and I would have said if the Lions were home, I would have took them. This is a trap game for the Giants. Yeah, they have the better record, but the Jags are a young team that they're going to be hit or miss, and I think that they've missed a few weeks in a row, and now it's time for them to hit. I just think Doug Peterson's going to have that team ready to go. This is a Giants team that Doug Peterson's faced many times in his career, and we've watched him face him many times in his career. So I'm going to take the Jags by a field goal here. Again, I think it's a trap game for the Giants.
All right, lots of NFC East trap games this week. I like it. Again, I took the Jaguars. I also believe it's by a field goal, very close game. Buccaneers 3-3 visiting the 1-5 Carolina Panthers. Now, listen, the Buccaneers haven't exactly looked fantastic themselves.
I think it's your pick, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
It is my pick. I am going to go the Buccaneers because of how bad the Panthers have looked, but it's really telling how bad how bad the Buccaneers have been playing. Sorry, I'm like watching Stacy edit our document right now. But yeah, no, seriously, the Buccaneers have not looked good. Tom Brady has not looked good. That team just has not looked good. They go into Pittsburgh last week and they get beat by what I don't look at as a great Pittsburgh team. They got a good defense, but they're not a great Pittsburgh team.
Shambles last
week. Yeah, their top 3 starting cornerbacks and Minkah Fitzpatrick all out last week.
And they still won.
That's ridiculous.
It just goes to show you how bad Brady's been, and that's my point. Yes, I do think the Buccaneers get the win here, but I'm not sitting here saying that they're like we've said 3 weeks in a row now. Like, I think this is the game that they get it. Like that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying they're going to beat the Panthers.
I actually agree with that statement entirely. I think that the Buccaneers win this game more so because the Panthers just don't have the talent or the competence on their side of the football. I could see a 20-10 game here easily, where if this was last year, the Bucs would have opened it up on them and won 35-0. So I'm taking the Panthers on that 11-point spread, but straight up, give me the Bucs. I'm not impressed with the Bucs this year.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking the Bucs. That Tom Brady hasn't looked good, like everyone said. Leonard Fournette is the best thing that's looking out of that offense right now, and Tom Brady needs to keep that going.
Yeah, all right. So the 1-3-1 Texans versus the 1-4 Raiders. Fans, just so you know, Ryan, Tim, and I had a discussion right before we got on and we're doing our predictions and stuff, and we decided that our predictions needed to be like one sentence, maybe 2 total, and then we'd run into our picks. This way we could, clip them for TikToks because that's how we're going to get more views. So yeah, anyway, the 1-3-1 Texans.
That and it gives us time to actually BS about sports, like football news that goes on throughout the week too. We're not taking up a whole hour talking about some games.
That's true. Texans 1-3-1 versus visiting the Raiders at 1-4 coming off their bye week.
This game, I think is my pick.
Yeah,
this game's going to be awful. This is going to be like a Thursday night football game on Sunday, in my opinion. I think that they flip-flopped this week, in all honesty. Like the actual Thursday night game ended up being pretty good with over 70 points scored. I don't see anything close to that happening in this game. I think Josh Jacobs eats, but I think that keeps the game low scoring. I think the Raiders hold the ball. I see the Raiders winning by a touchdown here, but it's not a high-scoring game by any stretch of the imagination. I just think that the incompetency from the coaching staff there is going to kill them.
Who are the Raiders playing? I didn't hear the teams.
Texans.
Stacy, thank you for that last touch there. I can be the one who takes that last pick. I appreciate what you did there on the document.
Give me the Raiders, but I think Ryan said I think Jacobs is going to eat, but I also think Damian Pierce is going to eat too. He's been getting 20 carries every game and breaking tackles nonstop. So yeah, but I still think the Raiders are going to control the ball more than the Texans will. So give me the Raiders.
For no other reason than they're home. Give me the Raiders.
That's kind of where I was at too. I mean, if the Texans were home, it goes back to what I say week in, week out. It's so hard to win on the road in the NFL. So if it's ever close like that and the tiebreaker's home team, I'm going home team. But I could very well see the Texans pulling off an upset here.
Yeah, I mean, and because all three of us took the Raiders, they probably will. But yeah, I mean, the Raiders are the home team. That's why I'm taking the Raiders.
I mean, me and Ryan said that about the Cardinals yesterday. So,
well, there you go.
And your cheating didn't happen. So
that's just because he stopped watching.
You're right.
You guys are so ridiculous.
Stop watching football.
Yeah, stop watching football around 125 for us on Sunday, please.
I'm going to stop watching football around 2:37 on Sunday.
That's fair.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, that's when the NLCS game 5 is on in Philadelphia.
Which I wish wasn't happening, but
yeah, it is happening. Yeah. The Jets at 4-2 visiting the 2-4 Broncos. Tim, you get the first pick on this one.
Oh God, I don't want the first pick on this one.
I'll take it.
No. I'm gonna get it. No, okay, you take it.
It's the Jets. The Broncos are such a bad team. The Broncos are such a bad team. I don't care where they're playing at. I don't care what city they're in. Most teams are going to go ahead and beat the Broncos. So for me, it's the Jets. The Jets have been playing pretty well. They beat the Packers in Lambeau last week. They're riding a high. They're 4-2. They're second in that division, looking really strong. Give me the Jets.
I take the Jets as well, but this screams trap game again too, because part of the reason the Broncos games are so boring is because they actually have an elite defense, and people tend to overlook that because of their offensive incompetencies. So I'm taking the Jets in a real low-scoring game here because the Jets defense is surprised too. I'm thinking 17-10, somewhere in that neighborhood, but it could easily go the other way. I think the Broncos defense, no matter how bad the offense looks, will always keep them in football games.
I'm going to take the Broncos. I think Russell Wilson finally figures it out after 6 weeks in the NFL of a new team. And who knows, that could be wrong, but I got to make my picks up somewhere, then try to catch up to Ryan and Bill. So I'll take it Broncos.
Newsflash.
I'm sorry. I didn't give you guys records.
Timmy has gone backwards. He is continuing to lose ground in the gentleman's bet.
So we didn't tell you guys our records right now. Coming into this week, Tim is in last place at 51-45-1. He's just barely over 500.
Yikes.
Ryan is 55-42-1, and I'm hitting 630 or something like that. 63-34.
Okay, bud.
Cheater.
Get it all out, bud.
Oh man.
I don't know how you guys think I'm cheating. This is the funniest part about it. I don't ever touch the document except for when it's up on my screen when we're doing it.
He also edits the records sometimes, so let's put that one out there. Just saying.
I know Stacey had to fix a math problem earlier.
Mm-hmm. To be fair, Stacey did also put that the Giants were 3-3, but I saw that and I was like, yeesh.
It's because that's what they should be.
He's not
Yeah,
the
that's fair.
The Chiefs at 4-2, visiting the Niners at 3-3. The newly acquired Christian McCaffrey may not play.
You went first, so I get to go first? Give me the damn Niners, baby. I don't care if Christian McCaffrey plays or not.
Good answer. Tim, go.
Look, here's the reality of the situation. The Niners are a good football team, and they're playing really good football right now. Now, obviously, the Chiefs are also a really good football team playing really good football. The one way to beat the Chiefs, possess the football. The one thing that the 49ers are really good at, running the football.
last week.
With Jimmy Garoppolo at quarterback, they tend to just get the ball out quickly or run the football. They get it to their playmakers. They let their playmakers do their work. Kansas City's defense is not that great this year. 49ers defense, while not as good as expected, is still a very good defense, probably top 5 in the NFL. I think this is like a boxing match where matchups cause problems. I think that this matchup causes problems for the Chiefs. So give me the 49ers at home, 24-17.
Give me the Chiefs on the road. I think it's going to be by a field goal. I think Patrick Mahomes is going to get the ball like last 2 minutes of the game and get them down in the field goal range and kick the field goal.
I'm going to say an uncharacteristic, low-scoring Chiefs game here. However, I do believe the Chiefs come out victorious, but I think the Niners do enough to keep them from being on the field forever and scoring a ton of points. So give me the Chiefs, but again, in a low-scoring game, I'm talking like 24-21, 24-17 type area. The surprising 3-3 Seattle Seahawks visiting the 4-2 Los Angeles Chargers. Ryan, it would have been your pick, but now it's Tim's.
Give me.
He's gonna say it.
Say it.
He's gonna do it.
Give me the Chargers.
Oh, baby.
Give me the Chargers.
You didn't even want to say that.
Keenan Allen hopefully be back, and I think Justin Herbert, and I'll pick off right where they left off at week 1 when he had 8 catches before he got it. I mean, Mike Williams will be more available now having the number 1 cornerback on him. So, yeah, give me the Chargers by 7.
Listen, Geno Smith has played fantastic football away from Seattle. Fantastic football away from Seattle.
I'm still taking the Chargers.
Kenny Walker is looking real good as a young running back. DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett are still playing really good football. And for all of these reasons, the Chargers are still going to win.
He said he's still going to do this corny ass shit where he's going to list off all these good things and say the Chargers are still going to win.
Predictable.
All right, that's fine. Never mind. I won't talk no more. Go ahead.
Oh, now he's butthurt.
Go ahead. Why are the Chargers going to win?
He gave us all the reasons why the Seahawks could win. But why the Chargers
just like that one time where he piped up the Browns and accidentally picked the Falcons.
And the Falcons won.
Hey, see, that's some cheating ass shit right there if I've ever seen it. I'm the only one not cheating here, by the way.
You don't want to let the chicken
No, listen, Justin Herbert is a few weeks removed from that rib injury. He looked much better last week. And as Timmy alluded to already, Keenan Allen's probably going to be back, and that makes that offense completely different. Austin Eckler's been playing out of his mind, which is good. Mike Williams is starting to get part of the offense again. Give me the Chargers. And unlike Timmy's prediction, I think it's going to be convincingly. Give me the Chargers.
I think this game turns into a shootout really quickly. I think that the Seahawks defense being so bad is the reason that they're averaging 30 points a game on offense, which is top 3 in the NFL, if I'm not mistaken. However, their defense being so bad against an offense that kind of fell flat on their face last week against the Broncos in an overtime game, they're going to come back with a little bit of vengeance here. I don't think it matters whether Keenan Allen plays or not, but if he plays, I think it just makes the margins more substantial. So go ahead and give me the Chargers here in a game that's going to have both sides scoring at least 28 points.
All right. Steelers 2-4 visiting the Dolphins 3-3. Tua Tagovailoa is back. It would be Tim, so it's me. Give me the Dolphins. They're the home team. They're the better team on paper. Tua is a better quarterback than Teddy Bridgewater. Tua is a better quarterback than that third string guy that they got, Thompson. And he does make the team a lot more dynamic than those two other guys do, as proof of their 3-0 start to the season. Again, I'm not high on Tua, but he makes that team look better, makes that team better. Give me the Dolphins.
Yeah, I have the Dolphins on the document, and I am going to stick with the Dolphins. However, the Steelers do this weird thing where they only play well against good teams that they shouldn't beat, and then they fall flat on their face to teams that they should definitely beat. So I am going to take the Dolphins here, though, just because I think Tua's resurgence comeback, kind of sparks this offense, and they put up some points on the still beaten up Pittsburgh Steelers secondary.
Yeah, I'm taking the Dolphins too. Tyreek Hill proved last week that he's the quarterback proof wide receiver by 170 reception yards. I think 11 catches or something like that. And I think that's going to continue right with Tua, and it's not going to stop. So yeah, give me the fish. The Dolphins. I'm sorry.
The Steelers aren't fish. What is a Steeler? Like, where did that name come from?
It's because they're the Steel City.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured too. But
yeah. Bears Monday Night Football. Bears 2-4 visiting the Patriots 3-3. That Patriots defense. The Patriots defense is good. The Bears offense is bad. Give me the Patriots.
Yeah, I think the pick is easy. I think this game is going to be terrible, though. Mac Jones did practice in full today, so it sounds like that he might get the spot back under center. But this game is just going to be atrocious.
I'd rather watch Bailey Zappi.
I'm not going to watch this game, to be honest with you. It's not likely that I watch this football game under any stretch of the imagination unless I have some, fantasy relevance relying on it. But now that I say that off the top of my head, I don't have a single Bear or anybody in this game, so I'm probably not going to watch it. Give me the Pats, though, comfortably. 7 points in a 17-10 game, if that.
Who's the Pats playing? I'm sorry, I was making a trade on Pee-wee.
Bears.
Yeah, give me the Pats. I think even with Damian Harris, I think Ramon Stevenson had taken over the backfield.
Bears.
I think he's taken over the backfield. Devontae Parker's looking pretty well. The rookie, Dorian, I think his last name is, he looked pretty well last week when he played. So, yeah, give me the Pats convincingly by 7 or more.
All right. Those are our predictions for this week, fam.
All right. Do we have any other football news we want to cover?
Eagles are 6-0.
So I know this is going to be a depressing stat. Currently, the Eagles are they're the only team in the NFL currently averaging 1.0 wins per week. Unfortunately, that will drop to 0.83 wins per week after this week. They are on a bye.
You gonna push that trade through for me?
No. Now I'm just going to reject the whole thing. I'm just going to reject the whole thing.
I love that you went and found that stat somewhere, man. I love it.
That stat came and hit me in the face on Twitter. I was like, hey, this is a good one. I was like, it's also true because they are, in fact, currently the only NFL team doing that.
That is correct, yes.
Give me your big sleeper this week, guy, that you think you're going to do great.
Like in fantasy or the team?
Team.
Or
Jaguars.
Player.
I would say as far as upsets go, the Jags are concerned. But if we're just talking about in general, I think the Chargers offense that hasn't looked exceptional like we expected them to. I think that they come out against a weak Seattle team and really give it to them.
Like they're expected to do with the Browns.
Browns defense is not really that bad. I don't know why people.
Not the Browns. It's supposed to be against the Jaguars. That it's supposed to come out and smoke everyone.
Jags had a top 10 defense until week 5.
I guess so. But okay. I like that. I think the Patriots are still going to roll over the Bears pretty well, like they did against Cleveland Browns.
But yeah, I mean, like I talked about, we're finally on TikTok. We have a website. It's right down there in some really cool font, www.bsingsports.com. We do a little BSing, talk a whole lot of sports. YouTube subs, like I said, if we didn't update that, that's completely my bad. I was lazy. It's currently 85 out of 100. And once we hit 100, we are doing a free giveaway. So go ahead and subscribe on YouTube if you have not done so already. Gentlemen, I'm good.
We're not done.
Oh, okay.
Phillies start at 7. First pitch is at 7:37. Game 3 of the NLCS.
Love it.
the return of Red October in Philadelphia. It's their first time hosting an NLCS championship game since 2010. I expect that stadium to be absolutely rocking.
Well, you know that there's a concert going on, and then there's
The Temple playing.
yeah, Temple's playing too. I mean, the traffic outside of Philadelphia is going to be nuts.
Are you going to
Yeah, I'm
Philly?
glad I'm not headed that way.
No, I'm going to Creamy Acres.
Oh, okay.
No,
Oh,
Yeah,
that
Creamy
was-
Acres.
yeah, but
I'll take over.
yeah, yeah, Bill.
All right.
Hey,
Math teacher, I have to ask, is the math correct? Because 6 7 is 0.85714, which is 0.86 rounded, not 0.83.
There is.
What happened was Ryan just copy and pasted from Twitter. He didn't actually do the math.
Nope. Sure didn't.
And there's nothing wrong with that. It's a good stat. I like to hear it. So yeah, thanks everybody for joining us here on BSing Sports, where we do a little BS and we talk a whole lot of sports. You guys have a good night.
Go Phils.
Go Phils.
Go Phils.